Hi everybody, welcome back to Mando Lessons. My name is Baron Collins Hill. In this week's lesson, I'm going to show you a quick little exercise to work on transitioning between playing melody lines, both with single picking, and then going into tremolo. And then back out again. I've been getting a lot of questions about this recently. I've been doing some private one-on-one lessons. If you're interested, I've got 2 more weeks here of lessons, so you can find all the information in the links below, but it's lessonface.com/Mando Lessons. And a lot of people have just been asking, like, how do I work on getting that nice, smooth transition between playing maybe a scale or a melody and then going from that into some nice smooth tremolo. There's often kind of at the barriers there when you're switching from that sort of picking style into the more smooth tremolo. How do you make that sound nice and smooth and not sort of fumble over that moment in the music? I've been thinking about this lately, and I think it's boiling down in my mind to 2 different things. There's a concept and there's an exercise that I'll show you. The concept is, pretty simply, that you need to know exactly when the transition is happening in the particular part of the music that you're working on. So you need to know exactly, plan out ahead, know ahead of time, this note is where I'm going to start playing the tremolo, rather than getting to that spot and being like, oh, I could start it here, I could start it here. Because there is a little bit of that play, and that's generally not a bad thing. There's lots of options, but knowing exactly where it is and making that specific decision about where the tremolo starts and ends is going to make things a lot smoother when it comes down to actually getting the notes to come out of the instrument. So let's jump into that exercise. All right, so pretty simply, what we're going to do is we're just going to transfer back and forth between kind of a little scale, played both picking and played as a slow tremolo. We're going to use the G scale, just the first octave. Make sure you got that nice, I started out doing all downs, but let's make sure you got that down, up, down, up. And when we get back to the bottom there, as I was saying, you got to decide when that tremolo starts. So for the sake of this exercise, the tremolo will start as soon as we hit that low G. So it'll sound like this. Then we'll go back up again once the tremolo kicks in. So by creating that exercise, and again, start out, the format is up and down, and then when you hit that open G, that's when the tremolo starts, right on the beat. And then you go up to the top, and when you hit that high G, that's when you're going to start the descending scale, and back up. Back to tremolo. So this is a simple exercise. It's just a scale. There's not really that much to it. The main thing that we're working on here is kind of figuring out what our melody line is, when we're going to be kind of alternate picking like a normal melody, and when we're going to be using that tremolo technique. So, the steps here are figure out what your melody is, figure out when you're going to be picking versus when you're going to be playing tremolo, find that exact note, and really make sure you've got that transition in your head so you know exactly when the tremolo starts and stops, and that's going to go a long way to getting a nice smooth transition between picking and tremolo. That's all for today, just a quick little exercise. Work on it. Make sure you're using this in your daily practice if this is something you're working on. Use it in your songs and your melodies that you're picking out, tunes, all that sort of stuff. Put it into practice. Really go through the mental exercise of knowing when the tremolo starts and stops, and that'll go a long way. Thanks so much for watching. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.